This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
And welcome back. Without retroactive action by Congress, student loan rates will double this fall from 3.4% to 6.8%. Considering how expensive a college education has become, many might wonder, how can families prepare for the future expense of a college education? Well, we have David Bethel here this morning to break it down for us. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I know from going through college from my freshman year to my senior year, tuition spiked dramatically. So the question is, with college being so expensive, is it still important to get a college degree?
Yes, it is. The first fact that I think is persuasive is that college graduates earn about $20,000 a year more than high school graduates. But I really do think that's just the beginning of the story, because research shows that college graduates spend less time being unemployed, they enjoy their jobs more, they're healthier, they live longer, and maybe the important factor is that their kids tend to go on to college, which makes it a multi-generational fact.
All right, so the big question is, how much does it cost to go to college nowadays?
Well, it greatly depends on where you choose to go to college. In Missouri, if you go to a public four-year college, the tuition is going to be between $7,500 and $9,000 a year. If you go to a two-year community college, the tuition is only going to be about a third that much. On the other hand, if you go to a private four-year college, expect to spend about 3 times as much in tuition, $19,000 to $23,000 and up.
Wow.
Then you have to add room and board on top of that. Now, you could choose to live at home and commute, but that's not without any expense.
Right.
Room and board is going to add another $6,000 to $8,000 a year to the total. If you look at the least expensive route, 2 years of community college, 2 years of public, that's going to total around $50,000. 4 years of private school easily will exceed $100,000.
Which I was going to ask you about, going to a community college for the first 2 years to kind of get your gen eds out of the way and pay less, and then going to a university to finish out and, major in whatever degree you want. Do you think that's a good idea, and do you recommend that?
Well, it's definitely a way to save money. There's no question about that. Now, do I think there are benefits of attending a four-year college? I do think there are benefits for that in terms of activities available, leadership opportunities, and some of the other things.
Right.
But it is a way of saving money.
Okay. Now let's talk about how much a student can borrow.
Well, there are a lot of opportunities for students to borrow money for college. Some would say too many. But the only place that a student can borrow money and not have their parents co-sign for the loan is a federal direct loan. They'll loan $5,500 to a freshman, $6,500 to a sophomore, and $7,500 junior and senior year. If you need more than 3 years, you can borrow a total of up to $31,000.
Wow.
Now, that won't cover the whole cost of attending a college.
Right.
When students do borrow up to close to that limit, it's definitely true that they're often shocked at how much the payments are and how much of their income goes toward paying student loans.
Yes, and I'm one of those students. Now, if parents need to help out, are they able, we hear student loans all the time. Now, are parents able to take out loans to help pay for college?
Yes. Again, the best source would be a federal loan. That's called the PLUS loan, Parent Loan for Undergraduate Students. They can borrow up to the entire cost of attending college if they want to take that on. Currently, that interest rate is 7.9%. It has to be repaid over 10 years. If a parent paid the minimum payment every month, they're going to pay about half as much in interest as principal. If they borrowed $50,000, they're going to pay back about $75,000.
All right. Now, what are the best strategies for a parent and student to go to saving up for college and actually paying for it?
Right. Well, number one, start early.
Yeah.
I sometimes tell parents that it shouldn't be a shock that they have a kid that's getting ready to go to college. They should have noticed them around the house somewhere in that first 18 years. If a parent would save $200 a month for 18 years, earning just 5%, that would be $67,500.
Wow.
That would go an awfully long way toward paying for college. If you wait and you don't start until 10 years old, you only have 8 years, you'll save about $23,000, only about a third as much. So that's why starting early is really valuable. There are 529 plans in Missouri. That's the Missouri Most plan. They have significant tax savings. There are tax credits and tax deductions when your kid's actually in college that really help. But this is a pay me now or pay me later proposition.
Right.
Either save money before college starts or expect to pay a lot back after your kids go to college. One more thing, and that is it's the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. Everybody has to complete. It does determine how much grant or non-loan scholarships are available, and it penalizes student savings much more significantly than parent savings. So it's always a good idea for the parents to save the money for the college, not to put it in the child's name.
Interesting.
Yes.
And also another question is, do you recommend everybody, because a lot of people when they think of FAFSA, they think of, low income families or families that can't afford to pay college. Do you recommend everybody, no matter how much income you make, to do that? Because there might be money for you no matter how much money you make, right?
Yes, most colleges wouldn't give even grants that they would have available otherwise to a student if they don't complete the FAFSA. So always do it. Yes, it's a little bit of a pain,
right?
But it's worth it.
It's worth it in the long
Yes,
run. Well, thank you so much, David. What we'll do is we'll post all of this on our website at heartlineconnection.com. Some very valuable information. We had a link up there. What we'll do is we'll link that up as well, and we'll be right back.